Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. NXT Battleground preview. I know I don't do a lot of previews. This is such a big weekend with Impact Wrestling, WWE, NXT, AEW. I figure it's a great time to get back and do some previews. Here we have the NXT WWE version of counter-programming to AEW. I know, there's always someone that's going to comment, they've always counter-programmed. On the weekly shows, yes. On pay-per-views, no. Here's the thing. Since 1987, I went back and looked at WWE, NWA, TNA, Ring of Honor, AEW, NXT, and Impact. Throughout all those years, 1987 through now, through this show here. In 87, November of 87, WWE Survivor Series and Starrcade was counter-programmed. 1989, WrestleMania 5 and WCW Clash of Champions was counter-programmed. Besides those two, the only thing that's ever been counter-programmed is Ring of Honor shows and an Impact show. So in 2012, WWE TLC and Ring of Honor Final Battle, both in New York. 2017, Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, NXT TakeOver Orlando, WrestleMania weekend. 2018, Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Yep, I was involved in that one. I was at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, watched Supercard of Honor when we got back from New Orleans that week. We got back to the hotel after TakeOver. You had a group of people from with the Ring of Honor over TakeOver, and they're trying to talk about it. I was like, I don't want to hear results, and we started talking about TakeOver, and they're like, we don't want to hear results. We're going to watch it later. So we just kind of vaguely talked about it and stuff. But yeah, everybody was hyped for both shows. Both shows were freaking awesome. But you had to choose. We made a choice. Just like in 2019, WWE Clash of Champions and Impact Lucha invades New York. 2012 or 2022, Ring of Honor Final Battle and NXT Deadline. For NXT to counter-program an AEW pay-per-view, and the big one, because this is the one that started them all. This is the first show that AEW ever did was Double or Nothing. For them to counter-program that with a product like NXT, current NXT is not to take over NXT. Current NXT lost in ratings on Wednesday night to AEW went to Tuesday nights. If WWE's goal with doing this is, well, 1 million people might buy their pay-per-view. If we can take 250,000 of those, only 750,000 watch their pay-per-view, we win. Wouldn't you rather have 500,000 or 750,000 watching your show and then let the people watch their show? That way people don't have to choose. When you have a Saturday night open, because, I'm sorry, Night of Champions is in Saudi Arabia. It's on at noon Central Time. It'll be over by 3. You could do a Saturday night. You're fine with doing Saturday nights for SummerSlam. You're fine with doing Saturday nights for WrestleMania. You're fine with doing Saturday nights for Royal Rumble. But you don't want to do a Saturday night for NXT. I just disagree with it. But I know there's going to be people out there like, well, it's just the way wrestling's done these days. It's competition. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm going to watch them both. If I have to choose to watch one at a time, which I should be able to watch them both, but I also have a NASCAR race, the Coca-Cola 600. So if I have to choose between NXT and AEW, I'm watching AEW first. There's going to be a lot of people that do that. There's going to be people that do the other way around too, but that's fine. You pick and choose your choice. I just think if I own NXT, I want as many eyes on my product as possible. So I do it on a Saturday night, but that's just me. But here it is, NXT Battleground preview. NXT tag titles on the line. We have champion Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang, one of my favorite tag teams actually, versus the Creed brothers, Brutus Creed and Julius Creed. The Galluses have held the tag titles 102 days, the longest since Imperium, October of 2021, 158 days. I would be shocked if Creed brothers won. I'd be fine with it. To me, it'd be shocking. There's no reason at this point to take titles off Gallus. With Joe Coffey returning, kind of the trio they are, I think the only way you take the titles off Gallus here is if you plan on moving them up to the main roster. They just came from NXT UK, so I don't see that happening anytime soon. They'd be great for like a 6-man and stuff. But so I think Gallus retains the title here. Creed brothers kind of got to start over. Next up, we have Last Man Standing, Ilja Dragunov versus Dijak. This could be match of the night. Both of these guys, holy snap, they're talented. Holy snap, they can put on great matches. This is that match. It's like everybody's gonna be like, whoa. People are gonna say, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh no, I see it coming. I'm excited for this match because I think as hard hitting as both these guys are, this match is going to be just unbelievable. Last Man Standing. I got Dijak winning. Next up, we have the NXT North American title line in a triple threat match. We have champion Wes Lee versus Tyler Bate versus Joe Gacy. Honestly, you don't need to put a title on Joe Gacy. Him and the Dyad, it was Schism. Honestly, they don't need a title. I know there's also rumors out there that Dyad asked for their release. Now, I want that kind of pretty bad, actually, because I don't like the direction they're going with them. The Dyad is there for me, but I know how good that tag team is. James Drake and, oh goodness, can't think of his name, what it used to be when they were the grizzled young veterans. But yeah, I think they need to go back to Progress, Red Pro, and bring back to grizzled young veterans and kind of get away from the Schism stuff. But that's a conversation for another day. Tyler Bate, I'd be fine with him being North American champion. But him and Wesley have kind of been back and forth. They've helped each other. They haven't kind of deal. I think Wesley's only had the title 212 days. He's the longest reigning North American champion. So I don't think there's any reason to pull the title off him right now because he's having all these great matches with it. If you were going to pull the title off, I would say Tyler Bate. Otherwise, I got Wesley retaining. Next up is the NXT Heritage Cup. In British rounds match. So this Heritage Cup was part of NXT UK. When NXT UK went away, they brought some of the talent over to NXT. They released a bunch of talent. Noam Dar was kind of just there, wasn't using them. They brought him to NXT, and then they brought in the Heritage Cup. So the Heritage Cup's kind of set in limbo for a while. This British round is 2 out of 3 falls, 6 3-minute rounds, 20-second break in between. Once you get a pinfall, that round is over. You get two falls. As long as you've had at least 3 rounds, you get 2 falls, it's over. If there's a disqualification or something like that, it's immediately over. Champion retains. Noam Dar, who's done multiple of these matches against Dragunov. I honestly do not see a point in Dragunov winning this title. There's no reason for it. Now, if this was Nathan Fraser, that could be good because you can go either way because Nathan's from that era as well. But I got Noam Dar retaining. I'm wondering when and if they do NXT Europe, if this title will go back over there. I know there was talk in 2023. We haven't heard anything lately, so I don't know where that with the sale to Endeavor. I don't know what happens with NXT Europe now, if it's just done or if it's on hold, where the plans are there. Next up, we have the NXT Women's title. It's been vacated when Indy Hartwell moved to the main roster, plus she was hurt. We've had a tournament. The final 2 is Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton. Lyra Valkyrie's had 127 matches. Tiffany Stratton has had 42 matches. This is all per cage match. Now, Tiffany Stratton, very green in the ring. Very, very green. Moveset-wise, there's a little young Charlotte Flair in there. Body type, blonde hair. Talent-wise, not there yet. I'm saying she's green as green can get, but there's a little talent. She did a move on Tuesday night. She ended up doing the roll through. We picked them up on her shoulders, and then did kind of the headstand on the mat, jump on the rope, and do the flip. She was a little off on it, but it actually didn't look bad. Now, this is the 3rd time that the NXT Women's title has been vacated. The first time, Paige got called to the main roster. Charlotte Flair won the tournament. The 2nd time, when Asuka got called up to the main roster, and when she was /hurt, got called up. I think Tiffany Stratton wins this. I think we're May of 23. If she keeps working at her craft, in a year or 2, I think there is that Rhea Charlotte type within Tiffany Stratton that might come out. The ability to do stuff. she's got to, I mean, she's very, again, very, very, very green right now. But I think letting her learn under Sarah Del Rey at the Performance Center with a title, I think that might be kind of the stepping stone for Tiffany Stratton. So I got Tiffany Stratton becoming your new NXT Women's Champion. Then our main event, we have NXT title on the line. Champion Carmelo Hayes versus Bron Breakker. I'm sorry, but when Carmelo did the come off the top rope and Bron speared him, I was sold there. Bron is heel. I like what they've done here. He won the title. He held the title for quite a while. 362 days, almost basically a year. Then you turn him heel, and he's kind of been playing off that heelness, and I kind of like it. It kind of worked for him. You can kind of see the two different Brons, the fan favorite face, and then now the heel Bron, which I think you need that, especially going to the main roster, because the best thing for him to come in the main roster would be come in heel, and maybe go after Gunther, or go after a Austin Theory for the U.S. IC title, and then build him up. Carmelo is 52 days as title. There's only been 4 title runs less than that. Bron's 362 is only second to Adam Cole. So right now, there is no reason to take this title off of Carmelo Hayes. I think both of these guys next year could be main roster guys. I think at this point, you kind of want to test the waters with Bron a little bit, maybe a match here or there, and then maybe Rumble, and then Carmelo kind of maybe after Mania next year kind of deal. But I got Carmelo Hayes retaining his title. So I got Gallus retaining, Dijak winning the last man standing, Wesley retaining, Noam Dar retaining, Tiffany Stratton, your new NXT Women's Champion, and Carmelo Hayes retaining the world title. I think the only change you have is that women's title, and everything else is kind of straightforward here. Review sometime Sunday, if not Monday. Again, I got 3 races to watch that day: NXT Battleground and AEW Double or Nothing. Which I will, if I got to pick between the two, I'm watching Double or Nothing first, and then NXT. All right, that's the preview. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Until just have a great day. Have a spooky day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports town content.